16 years, 9 jobs, 8 clubs, 1 country, and finally, I'm at my dream job. Welcome to Liverpool. You weren't expecting that, were you? No, but hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the FM20 TYC, and things have got a hell of a lot more interesting. Now, before I delve into why the hell and how the hell I'm at Liverpool, I'm going to let you all in on a little secret. And that is that it's 4 AM in the morning at the moment. I have terrible insomnia, and I thought, instead of laying in bed and thinking about things I'd rather not really be thinking about, or things that are just irritating me, why not play a game that irritates me? No, I was just thinking, why not do something productive? And by that I mean play TYC. It's been a little bit of a while, but we haven't got a lot of time to finish this, so we're going to be wrapping through things very, very quickly. Make sure you keep up. Let's go. So at the end of the last episode, you saw me apply for the Liverpool job, but there was no word for around about 3 weeks about whether I would get the job or not. And funnily enough, literally just after I stopped recording, I got an interview. I had the interview, I made some signings for Fulham, which I won't show you now because there's no point, but I was preparing for this season, and out of nowhere, Liverpool just offered me the job. And I thought, well, I have to take it. I'd grown really, really attached to Fulham, and they're doing quite well in the league. They are 14th. Bart Schneider's is continuing to play quite well. I signed this guy, actually. I'll show you him. Marcin Maciejewski. Just as well I didn't stay there, isn't it? But yeah, he looks absolutely amazing as a right winger. I signed him for them, and so far they're doing okay. But Liverpool's a bit of an upgrade. Okay, now, we're not in the Champions League, but there are a lot of players that we're going to have to meet, okay? Some of them you'll already be familiar with. I will run you through the squad, but before that, I had an insanely busy window, which I'm going to try and condense down for you as quickly as possible. Okay, long story short, when I arrived, I only had £30 million to spend. Somehow, I spent £353 million, but I've only brought in £239 million. But that £239 million is made up of players that you actually might recognise. Turns out me buying Dominic from Petit for Fulham accidentally has actually worked in my favour. There are going to be conspiracy theories. The big ones are to note here down the bottom. You'll see Florentino Luis is here. Rodrigo is here. There are a couple of players that are older that I had to let go, and I had a budget at one point of £1.5 million. That is the size of the wage budget that I had here. There were so many players on ridiculous wages, but with the sales of a few players who I'm not even going to get into here, to be honest, unless we meet them later on, there's no point in getting into them. All you need to know is I brought in a lot of money and spent it pretty wisely. I spent some record fees for me on FM this year. Do you want to see them? Oh, okay. I'm so excited. Alright, Duncan Roddy wasn't mine. Okay, let's just get that out there. That was the youth of development, who I think is an idiot, because I don't see anything in Duncan Roddy that's any good. Great name, though. But we will start with the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper situation was not good. And therefore I brought in Luis Claudio, a 20-year-old Brazilian wonder kid, who obviously, being a wonder kid, can be absolutely amazing. And you can tell by the fact that his technicals are insane. His mentals, yeah, okay, they could do with a little bit of work. Okay, I accept that. But for 23 million, it's not too bad. Physically, very good. He's very tall. He's a work in progress. But no, he is nearly the best keeper that we have. So he was first through the door. Then I brought in a player who I was scouting at Fulham, but managed to pick him up for Liverpool. Aaron. Or Aaron? I don't know. Should we call him Aaron? I don't know. Either way, Aaron is great. He's a false 9, but I'm playing him as a shadow striker attacking midfielder. And you can see why. He's got all the attributes to play well in that position. He's got sensational passing, great technique, great vision, great off the ball, great anticipation, great first touch. Physically, very good. A little bit small, but very, very good for his size. As in, physically, he's nippy, and his strength of 12 is pretty decent. Mentally, at this age as well, he's absolutely ridiculous. You compare him to Luis Claudio, like chalk and cheese, isn't it? When I arrived, Liverpool had a very aging squad. Okay, there are a lot of like good talent coming through, and a lot of one of the objectives that the board have set me is to use the club's youth system. I'm certainly going to, but I have also brought in a number of fantastic kids that are going to be awesome for this team, and I've done it because I intend to be here for a very long time. We'll get on to what the objectives are for the season once I've run through all this. But Max Ross, who I bought in for £32 million from Southampton, of course, the Liverpool-Southampton connection, still keeping it going in 2035. Technically, could use a little bit of work, but mentally very good, physically incredibly good. For a 21-year-old, could probably be a little bit taller for maybe a centre-back, but the fact that he can play anywhere across the back was what made me buy him. Versatility is key. And he's also English, which I like, because we didn't have a lot of them. And I have quotas to fill. Now, this is where we get into the big boys. Zoltan Orozi. Is that how you say it? I think so. I bought him for £40 million, which at first glance you might think, oh, that's a bit expensive. But look closer and you will see that I love this bloke. Again, English, needed to get more homegrown talent in. Absolutely insane. Physically, wow. Tiny. He's absolutely tiny. Okay, but heading of 12 hopefully makes up for that. Where's his jumping reach? 10. Okay, well, we'll ignore that. Look at all the attacking stuff he does. He is very much an attacking fullback, to be fair, when you look at his attributes. Crossing is 15, dribbling is 12, very decent. Marking 15, tackling 15, good on the ground. I just think he could be absolutely amazing, and it looks like he certainly can be. He's a consistent performer, gets on well with people, spirited, currently playing at a Premier League level. Absolutely amazing. I've just had such a good window, it feels like. And here's a player that I've wanted to play with since I bought him in at Derby and then left literally like a week later, and that player is Roland Schneider. Now, Roland Schneider, you will know, I bought for Derby, like I said, just before I left. That was 6 years ago now. Now I look at him, wow. He's turned exactly into the player that I thought he'd be, and he's still only 23 years old. He's relatively tall-ish, but his heading is 19, 16 technique, finishing 14, off the ball 16, teamwork 12. Not brilliant, don't know why I focused on that, it's because of the arrow. Anticipation 17, physically incredible, 19 strength. He's a different kind of forward to anything that I've had before. He's more of like a kind of big man, but not big. He's like Harry Kane. Do you know what I mean? Like, Kane's not massive, but he's just an all-rounder, and Roland Schneider is essentially the German equivalent of that. He's got 3 goals and 6 caps for them, and he's already got 5 goals in 5 games for me. So Roland Schneider gets a thumbs up. If you're asking how much I bought him for, 45 million. Money well spent. Thank you, Blackburn. And now on to the 2 big boys, and we'll start with Seydou Yao, who I bought for a modest £90 million. I bought him for £90 million because he makes me happy in all my funny places. That's the weirdest way to describe it ever. But he is. Just drink him in. I'm not going to just talk you through him. I'm just going to let you look at him for 5 minutes, and I'll come back. If you looked at him, I mean, wow. Just wow. Just pause it and just drink it in. I don't need to go through it. You've seen how good he is. He's insane. Left winger. Love him. And yet the player that I splashed a club record £95 million on is Vladimir Eysteinson. And we remember Vladimir Eysteinson from my ill-fated period of time as England manager. Back then he wasn't this good. Now look at him. And I mean, look at him. Whoa. There's 20s. There's 19s. There's 18s. Everywhere. 17s. Everywhere. He can play as a deep line playmaker, or he can play as an advanced playmaker in the number 10 role, which is where I've currently got him playing. Oh my god. He is ridiculous. Absolutely. Just absolutely amazing in every single way. He is possibly the best player, apart from Jimmy Nelson at Dortmund, who we looked at, the big American striker. Apart from him, he's the best player I've seen on FM this year. Just wow. Just wow. And so that's what £353 million buys you. Not bad, eh? So as you all know, I'm a Liverpool fan, okay, and Liverpool have been successful in this save, but not for a while. It's been at least 4 years since Liverpool won a title in the save. God, can you imagine only having to wait 4 years for a title rather than 4 plus 26? But you can tell there was a real dominant period of success here. At the start of the game, they won 2 back-to-back. Then United and Chelsea stepped in. Liverpool then won 3 on the bounce. United stepped in again, then Liverpool. And since then, we've not had another title. It's very much kind of seemingly shared between Liverpool and United over the last few seasons, apart from obviously the kind of surprises of City and Spurs. I mean, that's definitely a surprise, Spurs. But we've gotten off to a sensational start of the season. 5 wins from 5. We're only predicted to finish in the top 4. If you look at the season preview, actually, I say that we jumped now from 4th to 2nd. It's probably because I signed Steinson. But either way, let's not worry about that too much. Okay, we need to reach top 4. That's what the board want. I want to win the title because I'm a Liverpool fan and I want to win the title with Liverpool. It is literally as simple as that. And if I can't win it with this squad, then there is no hope. And like I said, we've got off to a very good start. We're not in the Champions League this year. We're in the Europa League, which is providing its own little problem because I don't really have a lot of players that I can put out for a second team. But if you look at the fixtures here, we've only conceded 1 goal all season. That was away at Leicester, and it was a bit of a dodgy one at that. But we beat Villa 5-0, beat Arsenal 3-0, beat Wolves 4-0. It just look at the columns and it will tell you for yourself. Either way, we are in sensational form, and today we are going to be kicking off against Watford. I'm sorry I played a few games. I needed to get to know the players, needed to pick my favourites, know who I really like, know what system I'm going to play, and just make sure I wasn't going to balls up this Liverpool job. And so far, it's going okay. Q today, where I play Watford. I never play well against Watford, so if I drop points here, I'm not going to be happy. Well, we've never lost to Watford. We've never dropped a point to Watford so far in the save. So, first time for everything. Now. I've shown you all the players that I bought in. Let's look at some of the players who are already here. So we'll start with the back 2, who are just, Marcus Ramirez, 29-year-old, Spanish, valued at £58 million, regular player in his prime years, 11 pros, 2 cons. Pretty decent, to be honest, actually. Physically very good, described as an elite centre-back. Mentally, could use a little bit of work. I don't like determination of 13. I don't really like a lot of these stats. The positioning and decisions and concentration, being 16 or above, is good. Technically, though, actually not brilliant, if you look at that. Heading a 12, not great. Passing 15, tackling 15. Much better on the ground than he is in the air. But he is in no way as good as our main man, Isabelino Aguilera. And naturally, you know that I want to start singing Genie in a Bottle, or Dirty, or any other Christina Aguilera hits. But I will refuse to do it because it's 4 AM in the morning, and if I wake up my sister, she will kill me. But he's 25-year-old, Paraguayan, going to be here for a long, long time if I have it my way. I promised him we're going to make the Champions League this year, and we certainly will. That I have no doubt. Physically incredible, mentally incredible, technically incredible. Nothing more you need to know. Nothing to see here, move along. But flying the flag for Scotland is Matt McBride. And he's not the only Scot that we have in the team, but Matt McBride is very, very good. You can tell here our left back is actually more like a winger, but he can play as a left back, and he is so good. Basically, he is Andy Robertson incarnated, but probably slightly better, which is saying a lot. And then in the middle, we've got Julian Garavano, who is excellent. 31 years old, bit of an ageing player, but in his prime right now. And he is our deep line playmaker. He is playing the Jordan Henderson role. And oh my God, drink it in. It's just so solid everywhere. And by solid, I mean very, very good. There's 15s and above everywhere you look. Julian Garavano is amazing. I love the fact that they poached him off Tottenham as well. That's great. And next to him, we have Umar Tunkara. Now, he is one of the kind of younger generation coming through, and you can tell here, he's not quite as complete as Garavano, but at the same time, he's absolutely brilliant. A bit more defensive. I've got a lot of defensive midfielders, and not enough in terms of attacking, which is why I went and I signed Steinson, because I needed someone that was going to be able to break the lines and play in that number 10 role. You can tell it, that there's nothing, no denying it. Vision of 20 and passing, etc. There's no denying that this guy can pass a ball around, but it's having that ability to, like I said, get between the lines and create chances, which is where I thought we were going to struggle. So that's why I've gone very heavy in terms of the attacking outlay that I've spent. This is going to be a very long episode, but this is in-depth stuff we all need to know. Well, Istanson and Yao make up the midfield 2 here, and Schneider is up front. But let me show you the one 5-star player I've found in the entire save. I give you Sunaj Kuka. I was saying earlier, I thought Steinson was possibly the best player in the game. I amend that statement. He's the second best player in the game, because Sunaj Kuka, a 29-year-old Kosovan, is, oh my god, he's so good. He's so good. Just physically, pace, agility, balance, but still tall. Strength 14 is decent. Mentally, incredible. Technically, 16, 15, 17, 15, 16, 17 technique. He's just unbelievable. And so far this season, he has got me 8 goals in 5 games. 8 goals in 5 games. And I highly anticipate that he's going to get more today. So the only change I'm going to make to my team for the moment is that Orosi is not going to play today, and Alvaro is going to play. If anyone remembers Alvaro, he is the chap that I had back at Hertha Berlin, who was meant to be the next big thing. Didn't really happen for him. I say that. He's gone on to the point. He's achieved good things, but only after a very bad spell at Inter, where he only had 22 appearances. For me, he might play a bit more of a part. Obviously, he's second fiddle to Orosi. I hope I haven't taken you too much by surprise by the earlier kind of kickoff today of the episodes. The episodes might be moving now to like 2 p.m. in the afternoon because I've got a lot of stuff to do. Plus, it means that if I want to do a double upload of this, then it means that I can have one now and then one at 5 p.m. See, because the lead save hopefully is coming to an end. I don't mean that as in it's a bad watch. It's a great watch. You should go watch it, please. Is there any point really looking at their team? Not really. I don't recognise any of them apart from they got a guy here called Forster John, which I just love. I mean, to be fair, actually, Forster John looks quite good. Not as good as Sunaj Kuka, but still pretty good. Right, okay, dressing room. Team talk, assertive. I expect nothing but a win. This is the standard now. Every single game, or what I've done, I've said, right, expect to win. Even when I went away to the Emirates to play Arsenal, I went, right, expect to win. Needs to be done. We've got one of the best squads in world football, so I expect great things from this team. No, Lorente. Oh, brilliant for my stance, and he nicks it. Now Kuka. No one's catching him. He's so quick. Kuka, look at him. He just shifts so quickly. Kuka whips it in. Schneider. It's 1-0. Roland Schneider with the 19 heading. From Sunaj Kuka. He's just so good. Oh, my God. I'm in love. When you're in love with Roland Schneider. No, it should be Sunaj Kuka. It's alright. What a goal. What a man, what a man, what a mighty fine man. Could be 6 from 6. What a start to the season that would be. Kuka whips the ball in again here. Schneider again. He's at the post. In the air. He's ridiculous. I've gone very, very heavy on the crossing. Imagine if like Bobby Firmino in real life could like be a bit taller and head it really, really well. That is basically what Roland Schneider is. Let's put my tea down as Garavano whips the ball in. Yao doesn't quite master the header there. How can you master a header, Mike? Steinson. Unlucky, he's tackled. Alvaro whips it in. Schneider, it's 2. And Roland Schneider's head is just irresistible. Do not make jokes. Stop being filthy. I implore you. Admire his head work. Don't. I can see you now. I can't really see you, obviously. I'm looking at a webcam, but you know what I mean. Shame on you.
Head work.
I know this looks unprofessional, but I'm drinking tea at this one moment because every time I go to have a sip off camera without commentating, something happens. So I'm going to do this. Ooh. Where does that taste of limescale come from? Comes from a pretty old kettle. Oh, God. I don't implore you to taste it, to be honest. I don't think anyone should eat limescale. We've actually had a shot on goal there. Luis Claudio makes a good save. I'm beginning to get that 4 a.m. come down now. The insomnia is now choosing to go, oh, let's relax now. There's no need to relax right now. That's why I was having tea. I needed the caffeine intake. Christ. People will be wondering, why is he wearing a hat at 4 a.m. indoors? The reason for that is the hair is just that bad. As Garavano plays the ball into Alvaro, who smacks it in the top corner. Even Alvaro's hitting worldies. I mean, we are just... Mwah. If we do not win something this season, I'm going to cry. My dream move has got off to a dream start. An absolute dream start. As Garavano tees the ball in here to Alvaro. He doesn't even take a touch. He just swings his left peg at it. Flies into the top corner. Right, well, Schneider's not going to like this, but he is carrying a bit of a knock, so I'm going to take him off. And I'm going to bring on a player called Mario or Mariho Katanek. Now, Katanek, yeah, again, just look at him in your own time. He's amazing, like every other player I have here. I'm also going to take off McBride because he's carrying a knock, and we're going to bring on Jakub Golinsky, or Jacob Golinsky, because remember, I played with him in England once. He was pretty decent. He's an alright left back, but he's nowhere near as good as Matty McBride. That is how you pronounce Matty McBride. There is no, it's Matty McBride, it's Matty McBride. Freedom! Sorry to any Scottish viewers watching, I'm pretty sure, you guys get that a lot, and for that, I'm sorry. Kuka hasn't scored yet as Katanec hits the post. I'm just expressing my disappointment that Kuka hasn't scored a goal yet. He usually tends to. He tends to get him late on during the game when everyone else is really tired, but he just keeps on going. I can't tell if we've decided that we're just going to kind of shut up shop a little bit now and we're not too bothered about getting any more goals because it's been at least 10 minutes since we scored. That's a bit irritating. Do not score, Watford. I don't want you to ruin my clean sheet record. Ramirez with a decent header to Kuka. Kuka passing it back to Lewis Cloudie. He can even do defensive work. Let me know in the comment section who your favourite player is so far of this Liverpool team. Anyone in particular that stands out to you. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to say Steinson or Kuka, one of the two, as Yeo gets on the ball. Go on, mate, whip it in. Yeo, back post, Kuka. Sunaj Kuka always scores. It's his 9th goal of the season in his 6th game. Oh, mate, what have I got here? The guy's a machine. The thing is, though, is that I've suddenly seemingly have unlocked something in him because he's always been great. But if you actually look at Sunaj Kuka's record, he's only got 145 goals in 435 games. Where is he originally from? From Dortmund. See, for me, I mean, if he carries on this ratio, which he obviously won't do, this is just a bit of a very purple patch of form, but could you imagine if he did? With his talent, he should literally be over 300 goals. This guy could put up Messi, Ronaldo numbers. At 29 years in his prime, it's probably a little bit late, but you never know. Is Yao... Oh, it'd be good if Yao could get himself a goal as well. But either way, I mean, what can I say? What can I say about this team other than it's unbelievably good? I'm running out of time on my end because it's nearly 5 AM. So this has actually gone on a little bit more than ever. I've just realised that my head was out of that. Look. Oh, it's my face. I think I'm a little bit tired. I would like to point out, for the record, I do not believe that anyone with insomnia or anyone suffering from insomnia should do this as a sort of way of coping. It's not a good idea. You shouldn't really be looking at screens this late at night. It's literally just because I've slept relatively well the last few nights and stuff, and I just need to reset my body clock, basically, because I've been going to bed too late. So, kids, go to bed at the proper time, okay? See, I can do public messages. I'm good at this sort of thing. This is insanely random from me. Don't score Watford. Just go away. Come on. There's no need for this. Come on. Off you pop. Bloody Benson. Where's Hedges? See what I did there? Oh, God. 5 AM and the jokes are still coming out. I love it. Well, there you go. That is an introduction to my Liverpool team. We've just smashed Watford 4-0. We allowed them to have 3 shots on goal. We had 32 shots. Just saying. Well, it's worth noting that we're in a lot of competitions and I've got a couple of days until I play Norwich. And by that I mean I've got 1 day's rest. We've got Monday to rest. They couldn't have moved it to Wednesday, could they? No, of course not. That would have been helpful. But after that we've got Birmingham. We've got some nice fixtures coming up. In our Europa League group, we might as well show you. We've got Sassuolo, Victoria Pilsen and Akhisarspor. I think that's how you say it. Either way, we're going to win that group. You would like to think pretty comfortably as well. I think really where we need to come back for is we got to come back for the Merseyside derby. I'm sorry, we just have to come back for the Merseyside derby. There's no getting away from it. We're coming back for that, where we travel to Goodison Park in November. So I've got a fair bit of time between now and then. We've got some difficult fixtures of sorts because we are away at Spurs, which is going to be difficult. You can see the United fixture as well, and don't worry, we'll definitely be playing that one as well. But so far so good. Let me know what you think. I'm on to a winner. I think we all know that I am. But can we win the title with this team? That is the question. The one thing missing from my resume is a big major league trophy. And by that, I basically mean a league title. And to win the Premier League with my own team that I love and I've supported since I was a child, it's written. It has to be. It has to be this Liverpool team. It just has to be. Thank you so much for watching the episode, everyone. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do drop a like on the video, share, subscribe, let me know, like I said, who your new favourite player is in the team. How do you think we're going to get on? Have I made the right choice in leaving? I did enjoy Fulham, but this was just an opportunity I couldn't turn down, so I hope you understand. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and see yourselves, everyone. It's I see you again. Stay cool. Oh, I want that Liverpool. Oh, Liverpool, oh.